Good evening, and welcome to our virtual open house night here at Clarkson High School. My name is Claus, and I will be your child's AP European history teacher. Um, AP European History class is based on a curriculum from the College Board. So if you're new to advanced placement courses, the advanced placement course curricula are set by a group called the College Board. They write some of the bigger standardized tests. They write the curriculum for all the advanced placement classes, and they also write the test for the AP classes. So it's kind of an interesting thing in that the year-end test is not one that I write or even other history teachers write, but it's written by this group, the College Board, based on input from history teachers. But it is toward that goal that we are working the entire year. Most students do end up taking the AP test, and most students who do so do well. We routinely beat the national averages on those tests, and so I'm fairly confident that if your student does all the work and sticks with it throughout the year, that they can do well on that. And again, if you're new to AP courses, one of the biggest benefits of AP courses is the possibility of getting college credit. Advanced placement courses are designed to be the equivalent of a college freshman level course. So if you're taking, for instance, AP biology, it's like taking biology 1 or 101 at a university. And so AP European history is kind of a Western Civ version of that. Many colleges do offer college credit for students who do well. If you want to know what it takes to get credit, you'd have to consult the individual college. Every college has kind of different rules. Some colleges will offer basically credit for the course, like you don't have to take Western Civ 101. Other colleges will offer like blanket credits, so we'll give you 4 credits toward graduation, but we still want you to take Western Civ 101. Some colleges offer both of those things, and other colleges don't offer either. Especially very elite schools tend to want you to take and pay for all of their in-house curriculum. But cool opportunities. I can say from my own experience 20 some years ago, I took 3 AP classes in high school. I got very good scores on all of my AP tests. I started college with 22 credits toward graduation. And because of that, basically being more than a semester ahead, I was able to be done with my requirements a semester early. I could do my student teaching in semester 8 instead of waiting for a 5th year. So, obviously the economic times have changed, but even 20 some years ago, taking 3 AP classes in high school saved me about $50,000 in the long run in terms of being able to get done with college a semester earlier than I would have, enter the job market a year earlier than I would have, and so on. So anyway, there is a great reward, and I love AP classes not only for those opportunities, but also just for the opportunity of intelligent discourse with students who care. I love my AP classes and hope that your student does too. As far as AP European history, we start more or less with the Renaissance. I spent a few days reviewing some of the basics of what medieval society was like, just because that having a sense of what the medieval world was like puts in perspective the advancements made in the Renaissance and thereon. But essentially, we start about 1400 or 1450, and we push through to the present day. At least that's the goal. And so it is a survey course, meaning that there's kind of a little bit of everything. Most collegiate classes would probably be a little narrower in scope. For instance, world European history from 1914 to the present, or from 1890 to the present, something like that. That's a little bit narrower. But survey course, we're going to cover about 500 years, and AP European history is usually a favorite with the students, even compared to AP US, which I also teach. European history 500 years ago just tends to have a little more oddity to it than anything in American history. When you have kings and queens doing the things that they do, and blood rivalries, and marriage dowries, and all sorts of things, oddball assassination attempts and things like that. So usually a lot of good stories in this class. There will be a lot of reading and a lot of writing. Like most college classes, those are staples of what we do. And the AP test, when we get to it, has a lot of writing on it. The writing involved has a very specific format to it, and so I'll be teaching that as well as teaching the content of the course. As far as what you can expect to see, your student should have a textbook. It's called Civilization in the West. It's orange and has a man praying on the cover, and his wife holding some prayer beads. And you should see that being read on a relatively frequent basis. There is reading homework that goes with that reading. And honestly, it's just to make sure the students are kind of doing the work and absorbing more information than I can lecture on or discuss in class. And those homework assignments are designed to basically inflate the student's grade. If they do the work, it's kind of a credit, no credit, you did it or you didn't sort of thing. The deadlines on that are not hard deadlines, meaning that I'd rather have it a little bit late than not have it at all because it's past a deadline. But it is important for students not to fall behind. It's not too bad if you miss a day or two here or there, or if you need to let it pile up for, a busy week. But if you put it off for a week or two, you dig a pretty big hole. So please do check in with your students and make sure they're staying on track with that. If your student needs tutoring or needs help in any way, I teach this class because I love it and I love the students that want to take it. It's a very small class this year. We have only 14 people. So I'm very much going to be able to cater to individual student needs. So if your student has them, encourage them to come talk to me and advocate for themselves, or get in touch with me yourself and let me know if there's some sort of struggling or assistance that I should know about or can offer. I guess I'll give you a little bit about myself. I know open house night, most of the time when I talk to parents on open house night, they say, well, we just wanted to put a face to a name and, get to, have a little bit of a sense of who you are. So a little bit about me. I actually grew up in Clarkston. I've lived in this town since I was in second grade and started attending Clarkston schools in seventh grade. I was in private schools before that. But grew up in Clarkston and live in Clarkston and am now raising a family in Clarkston. So I'm kind of a Clarkston guy. I promised myself when I was younger that I wouldn't be one of those people who just never left Clarkston, but I guess I am that guy now. I have a wife who I am just is the awesomest person I know. We have 5 kids, 10 and under. So I have a 10-year-old, a 10-year-old, an 8-year-old, a 6-year-old, a 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old who doesn't sleep through the night. So if I look a little haggard, that's probably why. Love my kids and love family time. And among other things, we like to travel together. And so, for instance, this year we did a little 4,000-mile road trip with the kids out through the Badlands and saw Mount Rushmore, went down to Colorado, saw friends in Missouri. My daughter is very into Little House on the Prairie, so we went to some of the Little House on the Prairie sites, did a bunch of tent camping with a baby, which is always interesting, but it went pretty well, and saw the Tigers play a road game in Minnesota and that sort of thing. I also love to read, kind of a voracious reader, and usually have some work of theology and a history book and some classic literature all going at once, depending on how I feel that day. So I do a lot of reading. I love sports. I actually coach the varsity boys tennis team, which is mid-season now, and we'll be going for another month or so. I also love pro baseball. I love college football, and my kids, especially my sons, are all very sportsy. So I do a lot of playing with them, coaching t-ball teams, and that sort of stuff. So anyway, I want to thank you for attending this, watching the video. I want to thank you for the opportunity to work with your student. I do consider it a great privilege to do what I do, and I hope we have an awesome year together. And if anything unawesome is going on that you want me to know about or you want to discuss, please get in touch with me. Email is by far the best way, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Have a great evening, and again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.